All right, what's up, everybody? Charlie Marlow here. Happy early Easter. Wanted to jump on quick, do a really quick live stream. I promise it won't be long. We won't go super long on this one, but did have some breaking news. Don't have a ton of information yet. So, look, the headline reads Jesse Love disqualified. Sammy Smith wins at Rockingham. This basically dropped just in the last, 10, 15 minutes. I was on X just looking at some stuff, and I noticed that the NASCAR Xfinity series on all their posts were following up their previous posts about the wins for Jesse Love with an update. So here it is. This is right from NASCAR Xfinity, and it reads, news, the number 2 car has been disqualified following post-race inspection at Rockingham Speedway for issues pertaining to the rear suspension. Sammy Smith has been declared the winner of today's race. So there you go right there. And really not a ton of news about exactly what happened. I was looking at some different reporters to see if anybody had more information. I went right to NASCAR.com as well. I'll take you there. Their headline is Sammy Smith takes Xfinity Series victory in Rockingham, return, Love disqualified. And it's pretty much the same deal. It says Junior Motorsports driver Sammy Smith picked up the NASCAR Xfinity Series victory at Rockingham Speedway after Richard Childress Racing's Jesse Love was disqualified in post-race technical inspection for issues on the rear suspension. So that means with Jesse Love being dropped now from the winner to 38th place. So you have Sammy Smith of Junior Motorsports winning. That means you have Parker Retzlaff in second place. And then you got Harrison Burton, Brendan Poole, and Taylor Gray in the top 5. We'll go top 10 here. You got Austin Hill, Josh Williams, Jeb Burton, Daniel Dye, and Jeremy Clements in the top 10. We'll go to the unofficial race results. Obviously, the big story of this one, too, was Casey Kane got involved in that wreck. So this is before the update of Jesse Love winning. Casey Kane finished 15th. So that should be a 14th place finish for Casey Kane. You probably saw he got caught up in that wreck with Catherine Legge as well. But so Catherine Legge finished 38th, but she'll bump up because, again, Jesse Love will be 38th. But Casey Kane was able to get back in the race and finish all the laps, all 256 laps, and finish with a 15th place finish, which will then turn into a 14th place finish with the DQ to Jesse Love. So just want to jump on. Pretty big news in the NASCAR world. I was actually watching, I was going back and forth because at the end of that NASCAR race, you had so many cautions and whatnot. And I had the Blues game. I live in St. Louis, so the Blues Winnipeg Jets first round playoff game. I was going back and forth. And it's kind of funny because I also saw Dale Jr. had a pretty funny quote tweet. It was just a smiley face. Obviously, his driver, Sammy Smith, is now the winner at Rockingham after Jesse Love was DQ'd. And again, all we have for the DQ, is what I told you before, which is just the rear suspension issues. That's all it says. Failed tech inspection for issues on the rear suspension. So I'm sure we'll hear more. Could there be an appeal? We'll find all that out a little bit later here. And like I said, I won't go too long on this one. Do have a lot of people watching, 249 people watching. I appreciate that. Charlie Marlow here. Yeah, Casey Kane, my GOAT. Greatest of all time. That's from Corn Dogger. Says Casey Kane, 14th now. And yeah, what'd you guys think of the race, by the way, at Rockingham? Pretty cool. Just cool to see Rockingham back with a NASCAR National Series race. I thought that the track put on a good show for the 2 days with the trucks, with ARCA and all that. Just kind of cool to see the Rock and the campground and all that filled up, and a good sellout crowd as well for the Xfinity Series race. We'll see if Cup Kenny Wallace was kind of hinting he thinks Cup's going to be at Rockingham in 2027. So we shall see if that ends up being the case. So I'll check out some more of your comments here real quick. Like I said, I always say I'm not going to go too long, and I won't, but I'll go a couple more minutes here. Let's see. Sherry Parker says, The Rock was great. Surprised it wasn't promoted more. I feel like they did a pretty good job, right? I mean, with this being the only Cup weekend from now, I mean, you have the All-Star race, but there's no breaks in the Cup schedule for the rest of the season now. This was the only break for Easter. So to basically showcase Xfinity and the trucks at Rockingham and have it be the whole show and have Casey Kane be such a big part of it as well. He was kind of obviously the story of the race leading up to it. I thought that was really smart, just the way they marketed it. I don't know. Do you guys feel like it wasn't marketed well enough? I feel like I heard a ton about it. And I thought the broadcast was good. Again, I think the track looked good. At the end, it got a little crazy, right? It's funny because I was flipping back and forth again. You're watching on the CW network, and the show that was supposed to air is Big Bang Theory. And it's just kind of funny when you have Big Bang Theory, then you have the Big Bangs literally happening on the track to create all the craziness at the end and the overtime finish. Yeah, ARCA as well. I said ARCA, didn't I? Yeah, you had trucks, you had ARCA, and you had Xfinity, obviously. But the big story here is the headline, which is Jesse Love, who was your winner. It's one of those weird scenarios, right? It was kind of like Denny Hamlin at Pocono. Was that a couple years ago? I believe that was 2022. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's just kind of crazy when you have the winner, they go to victory lane, they get the trophy, they have all the pictures and all that, right? This is happening essentially about 3 hours after the race is over. This news breaks. So everybody goes home from Rockingham thinking Jesse Love is the winner. And then if you're checking your phone, or maybe you went to bed early, you're waking up, whatever it is, take a nap, maybe you're passed out after drinking at the Rock, and then you see, oh, I went to victory lane, I saw Jesse Love was the winner. Oh no, actually, he's not the winner. He's DQ'd, rear suspension issues, and Sammy Smith is actually the winner of the Xfinity Series race at Rockingham. And again, we'll see if there's appeals and all that, but that's the news of the night right there. Yeah, Corn Dogger also saying that was 2022 for Denny Hamlin. Also Parker Kligerman at Daytona Trucks. Yeah, another situation. I'll put that up right there. Yes. And Derek Wallace says, Dan, good night for the copyrighted 8. Ain't that the truth? A nice little joke there about the Lamar Jackson story that we talked about a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, there you go. I'm not going to go too long. Thank you for tuning in, though. Got 313 people watching live with the big news. And Robbie Walker says, Charlie, thank you for the update. Yeah, I just figured, you know what? This is pretty big news. I know it's not Cup, but still, it's always alarming when you just look at your phone and the person you think everybody thought won the race actually didn't, and they change it up. So there'll be more on this, obviously. We'll see exactly what happened. But all we're getting from NASCAR right now is rear suspension issues. Tell you what, let me just check X one more time. I'm going to check X one more time to see if there's any new news, because I don't know if some reporters have followed up here. Maybe there's some new information. Let me just go through real quick. Yeah, Dustin Long already saying Sammy Smith declared Xfinity winner at Rockingham after Jesse Love's car fails inspection. Blah, 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 blah. Matt Weaver's really good at his job, and he actually contributes on our channel here. So we had an interview with Casey Kane from Matt Weaver. Last weekend, we had a couple Dale Earnhardt Jr. interviews from Matt Weaver at that race at Georgia. So Matt Weaver says the number 2 has been disqualified for violating rule 14.14.2.I-5.H. You following me there? Which is all mating surfaces between the truck trailing arm and the U-bolt saddle must be in complete contact with each other. So it says the number 19 has also been DQ'd for violating rule, blah, 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 blah. That's a lug nut issue. But this is coming from Matt Weaver. So Matt Weaver saying that it's this particular rule. It's rear suspension, we know, but it is all mating surfaces between the truck trailing arm and the U-bolt saddle must be in complete contact with each other. So that's some pretty inside baseball or inside racing there with the specific rule. And it looks like we're getting another update. So NASCAR Xfinity, I believe they said earlier, they said that Jesse Love would be 38th place. They're now saying the number 2 has been DQ'd and being credited with a 37th place finish. Sammy Smith is now the winner. So either way, Sammy Smith wins. Jesse Love to the back of the field. We said that bumps up Casey Kane from a 15th to a 14th. Everybody else moves up. And I'm just going to go through real quick one more time just to see if anybody else has weighed in with new information. That Matt Weaver information was good because it was more specificity on the rear suspension. Yeah, okay. It looks like NASCAR is releasing this information. You got Toby Christie also with the same rule there, basically saying, yeah, all mating surfaces between the truck trailing arm and the U-bolt saddle must be in complete contact with each other. So there you go. I'm trying to find the Dale Jr. Quote tweet for you guys. Look at this. Dale Jr. This is 32 minutes ago. So he just has a nice little smiley face, right? There's the information. His driver wins. Dale Jr. just has a nice little emoji of a smiley face. Earlier also, Dale Jr., and I think we can all agree on this. He says, I hope Casey Kane runs several more pavement ovals. I want us all to live forever. How about that? Don't you want to see Casey Kane run again? Especially the fact, look, he had a chance to win that race until he got caught up in that wreck. He was running what? He was running, when I first started watching that race, he was like 7th, 6th. You guys tell me, did he get up to 5th? I feel like, and I wasn't watching the entirety of that race, but I feel like early on, he was running about 7th, 6th. I think I saw him get to 5th. I'm not sure if I saw him get beyond 5th, but Casey Kane was having a nice run with a chance maybe to win until he got caught up in that wreck, but still was able to finish. A lot of damage on that right front of that HendrickCars.com 33. Good looking car. Obviously looks like the Kyle Larson car out there. All right. So 324 of you watching. I appreciate all of you. We'll put this on podcast. Also, if you're watching, please hit the like button for us. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. We appreciate that. And I'll just let you know what's going on. So Easter tomorrow, I'm guessing Kenny Wallace will come out with a coffee with Kenny, especially with this big news with the DQ. He was also at Rockingham with Ken Schrader Thursday and Friday doing autographs. They were at the truck race and all that. And then also we have Ward Burton. We have Kenny conversation with Ward Burton. I think it's like 75 minutes long. We'll release that tomorrow. So if Kenny Wallace does a coffee with Kenny, we'll put that out first, and then we'll do Ward Burton later in the day. If the morning happens and Kenny decides, hey, it's Easter, I want to spend time with my family, which is totally cool, obviously. If he doesn't do the coffee with Kenny, I will put the Ward Burton out there pretty early in the morning tomorrow. So there you go. You guys saying thanks for the update. Good time. I appreciate that. Let's see. And what Aleutian said. Aleutian says, he said with all the damage, he was good for 15 to 20 laps before the arrow died. You talking about Casey Kane there? Yeah, Ward Burton coming up tomorrow. That should be good. No, it is good. I shouldn't say it should be good because I edited it and I listened to it several times. It is very, very good. He's a really interesting dude. Obviously won some huge races, Daytona 500, Southern 500. Super outdoorsy, has this wildlife conservation foundation that he's really involved in. It's really, really interesting. So there you go. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to go ahead and recap it one more time, just because some people coming in now. We got Bo Dean asks me, recap what happened. So I'm just going to say it one more time. Basically, Jesse Love disqualified. So Jesse Love wins the race, you think, goes to victory lane, all the celebrations, the interviews, and all that. But Jesse Love DQ'd for rear suspension issues, which means Sammy Smith of Junior Motorsports wins the race at Rockingham, the Xfinity Series race at Rockingham. And I will one more time, I'll give you the exact rule. And we'll go to Matt Weaver, my guy, because Matt contributes on this channel, does a great job providing us with content. He's all over the place covering short track and NASCAR. Really good reporter. And so one more time, Matt Weaver says the number 2 of Jesse Love has been disqualified for violating rule 14.14.2.I-5.H, which is all mating surfaces between the truck trailing arm and the U-bolt saddle must be in complete contact with each other. And again, so in layman's terms, rear suspension issues. And I'm sorry, Jimmy says, I'm at 63 laps to go. Spoiler. Sorry about that. Some people complain about that, but I feel like nowadays you can't go to YouTube and social media. If you're trying to record the race or a sports event, I get it. I do that myself sometimes, but I don't think you can go to YouTube and X and then complain about spoilers. We try our best, but we got to get the news out there as well, right? So yes, Parker Retzlaff got second then. Bob Whitebread. Yes, Parker Retzlaff got second. I'll just go real quick one more time. I'm repeating myself, but we have new people in here. So Sammy Smith, now your winner. Boom. Parker Retzlaff, second. Top 5. You got Harrison Burton, 3rd. Brennan Poole, 4th. Taylor Gray, 5th. And then the top 10, Austin Hill, 6th. Then Josh Williams, Jeb Burton. So the Burtons, both of them in the top 10. Daniel Dye and Jeremy Clements completing the top 10. And also Justin Bonsignor, also DQ'd from the race as well. He's with Joe Gibbs Racing. So there you go. All right, folks. I'll tell you what. Jimmy says no problem. Yeah, it's all good. I was just having some fun. We're just joking around. It's all good. All right. I got to put my kids to bed. I always say we're going to go short. And look at this. This thing went freaking almost 18 minutes. So there you go. Comment, like, subscribe. And one more here, just because I'm gonna put this on because Dean Jallo says the Burton boys are grown up. Can't wait to watch them like I did their dads. And I'm just putting that out there because, again, Ward Burton, Kenny Conversation with Ward Burton will hit YouTube sometime tomorrow. And then it'll hit the podcast on Dirty Mo Media coming up on Thursday. Herman Schrader podcast, we'll record that probably Monday. That will hit YouTube on Wednesday. It'll also hit the Dirty Mo podcast on Wednesday. That's Herm and Schrader. Happy Easter, everybody. Yes, Kathy Wooden says, Happy Easter. Thanks, Charlie Illusion. Thank you guys all for watching. And smile. Was I not smiling? There's my smile. Stephen Wright, there's my smile. Thank you so much. 347 of you guys watching. I really appreciate it. But I am going to go. My wife's probably mad at me. And got to put the kids to bed. Happy Easter, everybody. Love you all. Comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy your Easter Sunday, everybody.